Rosebud. And so we're on part 5 of Alice Kid in the Enchanted Castle, the final part. And I'll be honest, I'm kind of looking forward to I can upload this and finally get over and done with. Even though it's a short one, something I didn't realise about LPs is the hardest or the longest, the biggest time waster, if you will, is uploading to YouTube. Because for some reason that can take up hours to do. But I've kind of practiced with different formats by now. Like my first video took like 15 hours to upload. I had to leave the computer on all day. But the other ones I've saved in a slightly smaller format, as it were. So I'm getting used to it. It's my second one really. Well, my first proper one. The columns one was a sort of a test. This one's actually a full game. So these soldiers here, like I said before, you could try running into them and punching them, but I just stand still and let them walk into me. Because the other way, you run the risk of running into them. And it's the old classic game trope of touching an enemy kills you. Which, I'm trying to think, but I think that's nearly died out now, at least. Probably still around in some ways, but I think most developers have learned it's something they'll really need. Yeah, so this game it's quite fun to do really, getting the footage. It's fairly short to do, so it was easy in that sense. I think it took over a couple of days to record, or a couple of evenings I should say. And yeah, I've got all the footage within 5 parts, about an hour of footage. Well, if you've watched all the way through, thank you. I'm not sure why. I could probably think of a dozen more things and dozen more useful ways you could spend your time, but it's appreciated. I like watching LPs anyway. And I always watch with commentary. I can watch them without commentary, but after a while I get bored. Funnily enough, I always like to hear the person's viewpoint, or the person's personality, as they play the games, rather than just playing the games themselves. Oh, and here we see those collapsing ceilings that sort of crumble down. I kind of think it looks like foam. I'm not sure what it is exactly. I think it's meant to be stone. Oh, in this room, you can see just now you have to run in and jump underneath fairly quickly. And if you don't make it, you can always leave the room and come back, and everything resets. So there's always that. So yeah, this one I've learned a few things about doing this LP through video editing, commentary recording. And I'm fairly comfortable. I want to continue doing this now. But what games? Well, we'll get to that when we get to that. We'll wait and see what games I want to do. I kind of want to do Sonic games. I'm a huge Sonic fan. But something that sort of made me hesitant about that is that there's so many. And honestly, there are people out there who can actually play it really well and do a whole Sonic game and get all the emeralds in one run. I think I'm capable of doing that, but it might take a couple of tries to do it. And here to the left we have the secret shop. I'm trying to remember if this is the third or the second. Anyway, the second shop I believe. And we get the cape. And look, if you watch my previous part, you'll know that the cape does have a value or an importance. We'll see later. But again, I wanted to show off a little tiny shortcut. If you jump on top of the store and flightwards, yep, that's right. Like the beginning of the level, we get another shortcut. Now, just out of curiosity, I actually do try and fly just to see what's up there. And oh, there we go. I don't think you've seen that, but that happened quite a few times while practicing this game. Or honestly, my actual runs, I just edited them out. But if you touch anything from underneath, it destroys the helicopter immediately. So quite delicate, really. Here you get a little trapped, and and of course by going through this passageway here, you actually skip a few rooms. And honestly, that's probably advisable. But I didn't want to be too cheap, and I wanted to show off more of the game. So here's the standard path, if you will, that you'll probably take the first time round at least. A bit more tricky, a few obstacles here and there, but not too much. There's a few sections I'll point point out as we go, which I found a bit difficult in several runs. But yeah, it's coming to the end, and I'm sort of pleased with this, with this LP. But you know, it's a learning experience. I'll get better as I go on, I think. And I spam the punch button there. 3 blind more 3 blind mice, more like 4 dead mice, and that was terrible. Oh, by the way, coming back to this room, you could so easily run into that soldier, and I remember actually did it like twice during my practice runs of this game. Oh, and you'll see at the top that they respawn. And in fact, I'm sure we'll be seeing them in a moment as they come round. Kind of tricky. They take advantage of respawning and moving across screens. So, I mean, they take advantage of the idea that they move between screens independently, but they also get the respawning advantage on individual screens. Funny seeing them go in the tight square blocks there. But again with the soldiers, but yeah, I did find this game quite frustrating. But I do feel like I wouldn't say I've mastered it per se, but I feel I've done it. I've played it several times. I know a few shortcuts. I know how to use the items. By no means an expert really, but I feel I've at least gone there. At least I've showed off multiple routes. That's something I'm really keen on doing in this LP, showing off as much as I can. Not necessarily like 100% watch how well I play this game, sort of doing it to impress people, because I'm not that good at video games. Kind of average, but I guess with practice I can at least show off the games at least. And of course here you'll see I'll use the cape to become invincible and get up there. I'm not sure if you can do that without the cape. You would have to run and hit that switch within seconds. And I think I did try it a couple of times, but I can do it nevertheless. But yeah, onward we're on to the final boss, and I'll be showing off multiple ways you can defeat the final boss with different items. And here I show off the items, and I equip the token. I actually forgot which one I'm doing there, but we'll see. I am Ashra, Lord of the Castle. You easily beat the others, but now you must face me. Now, keep in mind, we're on the planet Paper Rock, so there is a pattern with his hands he plays. And what does he use? Oh yes, he uses papers. And I like how he had scissors there up until the last second, just to trick you. So you can use the token like I'm doing here to show his hand, but really, Paper Rock. He's from the planet Paper Rock. He uses Paper Rock. Oh, and his name is Ashra. For some reason I thought it was Ashral. Don't know where I got that idea from. But, what's this? We get an actual boss fight. And again, with the items, I equip the paper bracelet, and I'll just spam it. Defeating from a distance with a range attack. Kind of cheap. You can kick him, which I'll show off again. But if you've got the amulet, it's best to use that. Or another item, which I'll soon show off. And here we go. I've defeated him in the card game, but how am I going to defeat him this time? Yeah, I'll just... Yep, I just equip the cape and then kick his ass. Look at me. I'm just spamming away with the attacks. He can't really hurt me. And I'm making sure to do it quickly, so it doesn't run out on me. But yeah, the cape's actually the best one, actually. Better than the Power Amulet. Because you're effectively invincible. But in case you're wondering, you can actually defeat him without any items. And then I'll kick him and run out. But I don't kick him again. I do the safe way of crawling up to him and then punching him. You can repeatedly kick him, but his damage time, if you will, is quite short. So you can like kick him and then you still get damage because you're touching him. Again, safe just to attack him from a distance or use an item. But nevertheless, we've defeated the bad guy and we're here to rescue our father. Alex, it's me, your father. How do you like Paper Rock? A nice place to visit, right? Ashra, be good from now on. I've learned my lesson now. Aw. And here we have epic plot twist. Alex's father, Thor, hadn't been a prisoner at all. Yeah, epic reading time. He had actually been using Ashra as a servant. Thor was really quite happy. Alex was astounded. Yeah, no shit. But was very glad to know that Thor was happy, and gave his father a big hug, or uses the crawling sprite. When Alex told his family about Thor and how he was living, everyone was overjoyed. Thereafter, the people of the 2 planets, Ares and Paper Rock, were always friends. Yeah, so Alex risked his life, journeyed to a distant planet or whatever, but there was no danger. It was all bullshit. I won't lie to you, game, for such a difficult experience. That's kind of a crappy ending. You go through all that, and it rickrolls you. Typical. But nevertheless, I did enjoy it, and hope you enjoy this LP and you'll join me in many others.